Ironing is one of the world's most hated chores, but unless we all agree wrinkled clothes are socially acceptable, it's a chore that we will just have to keep on doing. So let's take a look at how irons work, the science behind removing creases, what we can do to speed up ironing, and finally a little bit about their history.
Welcome to Thing Guide, the show where we learn the way things work.
Irons work by heating up clothing to remove creases. They do this through the use of a hot metal plate, pressed over the clothing to flatten them out. Steam is usually added to the mix for maximum crease removal. The main functions that we need to consider in an iron are how they heat up, how they prevent overheating, and how steam is delivered to the clothes. The heating up of the metal sole plate is quite simple. Electricity from the power supply passes into a heating element where it travels through a nichrome wire. This material is chosen because it has a high thermal conductivity, meaning it's very good at heating up its surroundings. The heat conducts through the metal sole plate and into the clothes when in use. The problem is that the heating element will keep on heating up uncontrollably unless it is shut off. This will result in damage to the clothes and potentially even fires, unless there are some control measures put in place. The key to controlling the temperature is a bimetallic strip thermostat. As the name suggests, the bimetallic strip contains two different types of metal, usually steel on one side and copper on the other. These metals have different thermal characteristics, so act differently when subject to heat. They both expand when heated up, but the copper side expands quicker than the steel. This causes the strip to bend. This bimetallic strip is placed close to a springed switch in the circuit. When the metallic strip is heated, it bends and at some point it comes into contact with the spring switch, lifting it up and causing the circuit to be disconnected. This stops the flow of electricity to the heating element, stopping the heating. As the heating element is no longer switched on, the whole iron begins to cool. This causes the bimetallic strip to straighten where it stops pushing on the switch. The spring then pulls the switch back down to its original connected position where the heating can resume. This puts a maximum limit on the temperature that the iron can reach before the thermostat causes the heating to be switched off. But depending on the type of clothing, you will need a different maximum temperature. Delicate fibers like silk and nylon can be damaged at the high temperatures required to iron more robust fibers like cotton or linen. To adjust the temperature, the user spins a dial to select the desired heating level corresponding to the clothes that they will be ironing. This dial is connected to a screw which moves up a contact strip. This changes the amount that the bimetallic strip has to bend to cause the heater to shut off. The result is an iron that can vary its temperature between 110 and 230 degrees Celsius depending on the fabric. Another important feature in irons is a thermal fuse, which is a safety device used as an emergency cutoff in the case of failure of the thermostat. They cause a break in the circuit to stop the flow of electricity to the heating element at a set maximum temperature to prevent damage. The thermal fuse can't switch on and off like a thermostat. If it is ever broken, it will need to be replaced before the iron can function. This is a common fix for irons that won't switch on. This is everything you need to know for dry irons, but most irons nowadays use water and steam to assist in the removal of creases. A reservoir of water is included in the iron, either in a separate tank for steam generator irons or attached in the more common traditional iron. The water is boiled to produce steam which is pumped through openings in the base plate. In traditional irons, the water is boiled by the same heating element used to heat the base plate, whereas steam generator irons have the added benefit of being able to produce more steam due to the larger tanks at higher pressures and temperatures. Other features included in some irons are a non-stick base plate because of a special coating like Teflon or ceramic, a mini water gun at the top which allows the user to soak particularly hard to remove creases, and a light which indicates when the heating element is switched on. Some more advanced models have a self-cleaning feature to remove calcium mineral buildup from the tank and vents to prevent blockages. They also sometimes have sensors to shut off the iron if it's not being used, and even a cordless function. Now we know how the iron works, let's see why ironing is needed in the first place. What causes clothes to crumple up and how does ironing remove creases? Many of the clothes that we wear are made of blends of plant-based fabrics like cotton, linen and hemp. They are made of chains of cellulose. These chains are held together by many weak bonds called hydrogen bonds. The weakness means they are formed and broken constantly. This results in clothes that easily crease when they are scrunched up. These bonds are broken even easier when heat is added to the mix and water acts as a lubricant, allowing the chains to slide over one another. This, along with the scrunching, causes all the chains to be jumbled up. So washing machines with all their tumbling in warm water are the perfect creasing machines. When the clothes dry, they will reform the hydrogen bonds in their scrunched up form, leaving the clothes full of wrinkles. The heat and water that make washing machines so good at causing wrinkles are also the perfect weapons against the wrinkles. The hydrogen bonds are broken with the heat and the steam, and the clothes are flattened out by the weight of the iron. This means when the bonds are reformed, it's in a nice, orderly, crease-free pattern. If you want to know more about how washing machines and dryers work, check out the videos in the cards above. To save time on ironing, it's best to start while the clothes are still a little damp. Also, using an iron with plenty of steam makes getting the wrinkles out even easier, especially when using steam generator irons. Clothing that claims to be wrinkle-free has also been developed, where the fibres are treated with chemicals like formaldehyde, with the side effect of causing irritation to those with sensitive skin.
Well, it's a good news, bad news situation. The good news is we've had steady growth over the last 6 months.
Nice. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Have you guys got any clever tips on how to make ironing easier? Please let us know in the comments below. Iron started out as hot metal plates heated over a flame or coal placed inside metal pans, with the first records in China over 1,000 years ago. It took a lot of experience to iron clothes in this way, as it was very difficult to maintain the iron at the right temperature. The electric iron was invented by Henry Seeley White. He patented his electric flat iron in 1882, but thermostats weren't added until 1920, where the inventor Joseph Myers developed the first reliable thermostat and temperature controller for an electric iron. Soon after, in 1926, Thomas Sears invented the first steam iron, but it wouldn't be a commercial success until around 1938, where the Steamomatic Corporation made the first in a long line of popular irons. Who knows what the future holds? I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you think I earned it, and share it with anyone who you think might be interested. It really means a lot to small content creators like me. Thanks again for watching.